Hello and welcome to the Psychic Side here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network. I'm John Cappello. I'm your host today. We're on Moonstruck TV and Lightning TV as well. And so we're delighted to have you here just a couple of days before Thanksgiving. And before I forget, I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and hope that you have a safe holiday season this year. This can be a difficult time in the year because it's odd how people seem to pass away during this period of November, December, maybe even early January, because we just found out that a family member just passed away. He was in his yard and fell down, and that was it. So it was just yesterday. It's just a really sad situation, but this is what happens in families, and so we here on the psychic side, we're trying to connect with loved ones, and we try to bring a little bit of closure and a little bit of peace and comfort to those who might be suffering from grief. And I just got back from Oklahoma, and I hear stories about this sort of thing all the time. This one lady that I was reading for, her husband was on his motorcycle and he hadn't been drinking or anything, and he was just riding down the road, and then someone called in and said, "Hey, there's a motorcycle on the side of the road over here, and some guy is laying on the road." And so the police went over there. He had passed away, and they didn't know why. There was no skid marks or anything like that, and so it just came to me that he had a heart attack on his bike and kind of went back on the handlebars like that, and that was just the last move he made, and he spun out and went into a field, and so it just clears a bell to come in as far as his energy was concerned, but we wish that family well as they kind of go into the holiday season too. But these things happen, and we just never know when we're going to be called and when we're going to go. And the part of my work is trying to demonstrate the continuity of life, because we need to know that we continue after our body no longer supports our soul to exist, and we will see these folks again. We'll see the people that we love and honor the most. So it's just one of those things that I'm kind of a little bit in a reflective mood, since I just got the news about this man. I call him a young man, but he was 65 and still not too much younger than me. But it was just a shock that happened. Now, we do have some content today, but we do have people that want to get some readings. And I do want to take some calls today because I'm by myself. I don't have I don't have a guest today. We'll bring some more guests on soon, but we'll be happy to take our first caller. So if I believe her name was Lolene, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Lolene. How are you?
Hi. I'm okay. How are you?
Fine, fine. I hope you have a nice holiday. Lolene, is there something going on in a relationship right now that you wanted to talk about?
Sure. Yeah, I've been in a 9-year relationship. We're not doing so good. So, he's been cheating and whatnot, and other things have happened in it. And I just need to know what's going on. If you have any aspects.
Well, it's always difficult when your partner has made a decision to go behind your back and have other partners, and then it's just an awful feeling that why they would do such a thing. Lolene, I don't think you're ready to make a change at this moment because you're not ready. I feel like you may start to get ready to make a move because I feel like in some ways you're a little bit in shock. And did you just find out about this?
No, I've known about it. I just caught him time ever, but I've also we lost a dog that we had together October 14th. He had leukemia, and we didn't know it. So that's kind of my point of not, I don't know, like, my reason I won't leave is I've always gotten, I'm going to kill myself. And I've caught him 3 times. Once he jumped in front of me out of a tree, and and then the other time just recently was a tire hose. The hose stuck to the exhaust and inside the car. That's why I'm scared to leave.
So you're afraid he's going to he's going to commit suicide, or you
Yep.
didn't say you were.
No, him.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
him.
Well,
Yep.
he's kind of daring you, isn't he? With
Yeah, he
this.
is.
Yeah. Well, if he did commit suicide, you can't. That's his decision. I mean, you're not forcing him to commit suicide. I'm not suggesting you should say go commit suicide, but
Yeah, I know.
that's putting a lot of pressure on you to do that, to say you're keeping him alive, because he's obviously not happy. This is a person that needs some help. Um,
Yeah, I know.
so
He knows it, and I've told him this.
it's just he needs to get some help, and uh, it's not a good thing, that not a good situation. I do think that it just feels like you're going to kind of get this sorted out next year. Okay. But I feel like you need to start to put yourself in a position where you can leave if you needed to leave, because I just don't feel like you're going to stick with him being blatantly cheating on you. So,
No, I'm not.
so are you?
Yeah, and right now at the moment we're both homeless both homeless. Both, I'm trying to get my feet back underneath me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Get your feet, get a new foundation. What's your birth sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus. Okay. Well, you're kind of overdue in making a decision to leave this man. Taurus is getting ready to start a new paradigm in their life, along with the other fixed signs. And if you heard our program before, you know that Pluto's getting ready to go into Aquarius, and that sign is going to be transformed in the next 15 to 20 years, and it's going to be squaring your sun. And so you are getting ready to embark on a new life. And I hope that this man will come to his senses and straighten up, so that both of you can have a good life. But right now, it just doesn't look like he has the will to do it. So
No, I don't think he does either. But I'm trying to move on. So
yeah.
I just want to know.
It does feel like you're going to move on, but it may not be until the first of the year. Okay. So it's best to, can you get a job, or do you have a job?
Oh, I have a job. Yeah, I don't have a place right now. I'm staying in my car at the moment. With our dog just passing and all.
Yeah, and that's another terrible hurt, to lose your dog. I mean, my goodness. Well, like I say, I think you're doing your best to get your act together, and when you do, I think that's when you will make a change. But I don't think you're going to stay in. And where'd you say you were? In Seattle, Washington?
I'm in Spanaway.
Where?
Away from Seattle, but it's called Spanaway. It's near Tacoma.
Oh, okay. I don't think you're staying in that area. I for some reason, I think you're going to leave that area and go to either a warmer climate or some other place, because it feels like you're not going to stay there. So I'd save my money and see what happens. But thank you very much. I hope that was some help to you. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay. So now we're going to go to Tracy in Knoxville, Tennessee. So Tracy, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. You have a question for me today?
Yes, I was just wondering if there was any messages.
Okay. Do you have a father or father figure in spirit?
No.
Okay. So there's a man around you in spirit, and it might be an angel then. But it just feels like you're a pretty hard worker. Do you work hard? Are you someone that I guess everyone's going to say they're a hard worker? but it just feels like you're kind of you two are a little bit at a crossroads, just kind of wondering what the future is going to hold. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So have you been facing a crisis lately?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. Okay. Is this more at work
hmm
or is this at home? At work? It's
I
at
think
work.
it's a little bit of both. More of work, yeah. Trying to
Okay. All
decide
right.
on where to go.
Okay. Because it looks like you're looking for another a way out. Okay. And
hmm
so that's why I just feel like you've got a lot going on. So there's problems at home as well. Is that what you're telling me?
A little bit there is, like trying to decide on where to be.
Okay, all right. Well, it just feels like if you can move or get a different job, that's something
hmm
that you're going to be angling to do. But you want a job that's going to pay as much or more than what you're currently making. And
hmm
for me, that's not going to be easy to find. So you're going to hang in there as long as you can. But there just seems to be some drama at work. Okay,
hmm
and you're trying to avoid that as much as you can. You're hopefully you're not part of that drama, are you?
No.
Okay, that's good. Okay,
No,
so it's
and
all
do you see a different job? Do you see a newer job there that I'm working on? Does it look like it's going to be a good?
well. So you're trying to get out of the area you're in at least. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
it does look like the next job that you get is going to be a better one, and there's going to
hmm
be I hate to say higher quality people, but it just
hmm
feels like there's going to be a little bit higher quality people around you, and there's going to be less backstabbing and less fighting there. So, as far as home is concerned,
Okay.
I don't think you're really ready to make any kind of changes at home. I think you want to work things out. It feels like there needs to be a little bit more communication there, and to
hmm
work on issues. So that's kind of I'm standing there without getting too much in depth. But I feel like you need a change. You need several changes, and I feel like you're
hmm
on the path of making those changes. Okay.
Okay. I thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about the next um, area of angels that I wanted to pick up on that because we had talked a little bit about just different angels. I don't believe we've covered the virtue angels well enough, and so that's why I wanted to kind of get a little bit more into them before we went into the dominions. But there are all kinds of virtues. And what I did was I just looked up a few of them, and I found about 15 of them that I wanted to just talk to you about. And the reason why it's important for psychics to know about the virtues is because they're energy. Okay. And this energy is imparted to us because we can tell when someone is practicing different virtues. So, for instance, the virtues of courage and justice and patience and honesty and wisdom and kindness. These are things that you pick up on people. You can pick up if they're a kind person or if they're a generous person, or you might even pick up wisdom around people, around different people, and uh, and this energy is something that maybe we may feel, we may even see them exhibiting certain virtues. And as our program progresses, I'm going to be talking a lot about my grief, my grief book, Open the Mind, Heal the Heart, because it's going to be rich with the need to practice virtues. And we'll get more into virtues there as well. But these are angels, angels that we need to have or call upon in our lives. And we don't see a lot of virtue right now going on in the world. We see greed, we see one-upsmanship, we see always trying to get ahead. We see a lot of lust. We see things around us that are bringing out the worst of us instead of the best of us. And those energies don't feel good. Those energies don't feel right. They don't feel like they're helping us progress. So, this is why I want to bring up the virtues. And there were some other ones here: respect, compassion, loyalty, forgiveness, love, trust, cleanliness. We talked to the lady that was homeless, so we hope that she's practicing the virtue of cleanliness, because that's hard to do when you're living out of your car. And so I'm hoping that she's able to get some things together and move forward. I mean, she's pretty mobile if she's living in her car, and she can leave an area that is not serving her, because I just didn't feel like the area was serving her, and so I'm hoping that she will, do her best to try to figure that out. And it's the weather's getting worse nowadays. It's going to be getting colder, and we have a lot of homeless people out there, a lot of migrants, and they don't have a place to go. And so we want to wish them the best, because there's the people that don't have the means are going to suffer, because there's only so much people can give as well. So a lot of virtue is going to have to be exhibited in the next few months, and especially with all of the conflicts that are going on. So we are going to need to call upon these angels to help us with all of these conflicts. And that's why, we need moral courage. We need understanding, empathy, fairness, perseverance, truthfulness, purposefulness, and joyfulness. Finding joy in life is something that I'm finding that people don't have in their lives right now. And so we need to call upon the angels of joy and happiness to bring us those energies that we can work with, and ask them to be our guides, and ask them not to leave us, because guides leave us after a while, after they've given us the support that they are there to give us, and so we need to ask them to come and to be with us along our side. So this group of angels is a very powerful group, and it's one worth understanding and trying to tap into. And it's one that they give us the example. They give us the example for us to try to emulate them. And so that's they have the different names. The names of peace. That's a virtue, and the virtue of awe. To have that sense of awe of the sky, looking up and seeing the wonderful things that nature has for us to see. So those are things that we need to appreciate, and those are things that we need to practice to help us get along today, because everybody is under so much pressure and strain, and it's terrible that we have this so many people that are homeless. And just like Lionel, I believe that's her name, she's in a state of homelessness, and that's pretty rough. It's pretty rough to get back on your feet. Once you fall, it's hard to get back to where you need to be without a little bit of a helping hand. And so it doesn't look like her partner is the one that's going to be the one to help her, because this man is cheating on her. And that's hard to picture. Two homeless people, and one of them's cheating on them. What do they? I mean, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. But seems like it'd be a team to me. It seems like you both want to make things work. So that's just the way it is. But with virtue is something that we all need to practice. And once we practice it, we find that it becomes a barrier. It's like a shield around us because it protects us from grief. It protects us from negative energy, to practice those positive energies. Because when we face a negative energy by practicing a positive one, it neutralizes the negativity, and that's something I found is really important. But it takes the virtue of willpower, okay, in order to do it. Because if you don't have the will, the power of making the decision, the power of detachment from problems that may be trying to overwhelm you, these are things that are important to recognize. And if you look at things from this perspective, it can be very, very helpful for you if you are facing adversity in your life, and know that these are angels, because the angels are here to serve. They're here to serve mankind. We've talked a lot about that, and they're here to help us. They're messengers, but also they're individuals and light beings, energy beings that are there to give us a boost when we need it. And right now we need a boost. and and so I'm hoping the new year will bring something good, but I'm not sure it will at this point, because it just seems like there's so many people that seem to be such authorities on things that then they don't know anything. So we'll see what happens. But no, I'm glad that we've had a couple of callers today. Last weekend I went to oh, my Alexa's talking to me. Last weekend I went to Oklahoma and I visited Nature's Treasure in Midwest City, and we really had a good weekend. We had several people come to our spirit galleries. It seems like people are more and more in need of some spirituality and connection with those on the other side. And so I'm happy to provide that when I can. And so we had a lot of people coming in for wanting to speak to loved ones and find out how they're doing, especially around the holidays, because so many people that come in and there's anniversary dates all around the holidays that when they passed away, and a lot of people will make a special dish for Thanksgiving for that person who passed away around Thanksgiving or even Christmas, or they may want to raise a glass of champagne or a glass of wine or even a beer to those that have passed away. Or it's a good time to go and visit people in a mausoleum or a cemetery because you have some time off. And if the place where your loved ones are buried is near you, you can go and take some time to just go by and show your respects to them. So we did that. We also do our aura photography, and people coming in for the first time to get their aura pictures and making notes that this is the base aura picture. So when they come in the next time, they'll be able to compare the two. So it was a good weekend. We did more readings than ever up in Midwest City, and it was quite a refreshing trip. And what I'm going to do is next year I'll be in Oklahoma at least 6 times, and we will be having an aggressive travel schedule next year. And so if I'm coming, I may be coming to a town around you, or we may be offering some things online that you will be able to participate in. I do want to invite you to join my meetup group. You don't have to be in the North Texas area to be a member of the meetup group. It's called Beyond Metaphysics, and all you got to do is become a member of meetup.com. It's a free service, and we'll be doing maybe I'm going to be using the psychic side as a meetup for people who are members to join in and be able to participate if they want to. And then we'll be doing some other online events that you can partake in, and maybe we'll be able to have some question and answers at that time as well. So So a lot of things in the works, a lot of things that we're trying to do that are going to have more services available to you. But in addition to that, I will be doing traveling all over the state of Texas, Oklahoma, and who knows where else. Okay, we'll just see where things bring us. You know, we're developing other clientele in St. Louis and Chicago and other places around the country, New Orleans and even in Nashville. So we're getting a little bit better known, and that's really pleasing to me. So I have lots of different topics that I like to talk about. Today was about virtues. Next week I want to talk about the Dominion Angels, and the Dominion Angels are a fascinating group. They're a group of angels that kind of control the skies and control the universe, and so I don't want to give it all away, but they're a fascinating group of angels. Now, also, I need to tell you that in December I'm going to be at a couple of places. I won't be doing a lot of traveling, but I'm going to be at the North Tarrant Holistic Fair in Southlake, Texas. I'll be there, and then I will be at Miracles of Joy. So I'm really excited about making another appearance at Miracles of Joy. That's another place that I hope to be at several times next year. And if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I hope that you'll come by and visit with us at Miracles of Joy. They're our sponsors. They're the ones that have kept the show going, and so I'm really pleased about that. Miracles of Joy has a promo code. It's called PS dash 0223. It's on their website, miraclesofjoy.net, and you get a 25% discount if you decide to purchase something there. We hope you buy a lot. So with that, we're about ready to close the show down, and I want to invite you to like my Facebook page, my Instagram, and we're going to be starting some YouTubes as well. So tonight we finish up our mediumship classes. We have several students that'll be graduating, and so I'm real pleased about that. So once again, thank you very much for joining me today on the psychic side. Happy Thanksgiving, and I look forward to having you a guest on my program or a listener next week here on the Psychic Radio Network and Moonstruck TV. So long for now. I'm John Cappello, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.